Ericka. I am an electrician. I work for Emcor, and I do side jobs.
I'm Melanie Aldrich. I'm a plumber and owner of Melanie Aldrich and Son Incorporated in Rhode Island.
I'm Kim Casella. I run the plumbing division of a multi-trade commercial company called ENCON Commercial Services, Plumbing, Electrical, and HVAC.
I'm Sue Jacobs-Marshalsea. I own Ms. Fix-It Plumbing. Plumbing for almost 40 years and still love it day to day.
Absolutely. So I was curious, Kim, what you're a plumber?
I am.
And what's your day to day?
My day to day now is I have it will on Monday be 5 technicians that work for me. We're really small right now. We're rebuilding the company after some changes were made. So I have 5 guys that are doing, some are doing service, sometimes we're on construction. It really depends on the day or the week. But my day is making sure that they're set up, that they're taken care of, that the customers are taken care of, fielding customer calls, questions, going out on the jobs, designing jobs, quoting jobs, selling the job, ordering the stock for the job, showing the guys this is how we're gonna do the job, things like that. Little clerical stuff, overseeing the billing as it goes out and things like that, but yeah.
Sue? What's your day to day?
I do plumbing service work, probably 6 to 10 jobs a day, 6 to 7 days a week. And I no longer do new construction or remodeling. I just felt like after 40 years, I just like being flexible and doing what I want when I want to do it. And I love working by myself. It's a lot of fun.
I think you have a helper that helps you every once in a while.
Yeah,
don't
on the jobs that I need another pair of hands.
you? I think he's pretty good though, don't you think?
Yes.
You mean the 2-legged helper? Because sometimes
Well,
she's
that's
posting the
true.
4-legged ones.
Yeah, the 4-legged ones, they always help her, especially the little furry ones that jump up on the
Oh my!
counter.
I was actually on some calls with Sue where her helper was there, and I was like, "Who's this adorable person wearing his pink shirt and everything?"
I know he rocks
Really?
it.
Yeah,
I missed that.
he was rocking the pink shirt, and I was,
Oh.
yep.
I need to see
Really
that
cool.
one.
Didn't mind driving the pink truck either.
And Ericka?
I work as an on-site vendor at General Dynamics Electric Boat. We do automation, fire alarm testing, motor controls. I work with the HVAC guys. We do explosive level sensors. So I work with PLCs a lot. I do like everything, a lot of stuff. It is very hard to keep up with such a diverse amount of electrical installs because I'm not just in one side of the code book.
Right.
I'm like all over the code book.
Wow.
Are you low voltage and regular volt? Like, are you?
Yeah, I go from 12 volts to 480.
Do you work on the submarines?
No,
No,
I have.
Have you?
I have. I did that for a minute, and that's that's a nuclear power, and that's a whole different thing.
Is it?
That's a different methods book and everything, and it's really interesting. There's a lot to it, but it's almost overwhelming to think that like one license covers just so much,
Right.
And then you see the young people that want to get into the trades, and they want to do it all, but it's like just if you bite it off in little pieces, it all comes together.
Right.
When I started, I was like, oh, I want to do it all, but then you got to realize like just little bits here and there, and it all adds up. But I get nervous when I work with the guy that knows it all, or the lady. I don't work with the lady that knows it all yet.
Are you the only lady at your company?
No, I think there's 2 others. I've never met them, like in the field. I mean, we've got office workers galore, tons of women in the office.
But nobody works with the hands.
Yeah, and so out of the Pawtucket shop that I'm working in, there's no other female technicians, and the at EB we have different vendors from different companies. There's no other female technicians, and there's no female apprentice technicians from any of the trades. It's just
Yeah, when I started, I don't know if there was any female plumbers. I only met like Kate and Christine when I joined PHCC, probably 10 years ago.
Really?
So when I was an apprentice and first licensed, I did not know any others, and I hadn't heard of any others. And one day I remember someone saying, "There is a lady on the South Shore," and I'm guarantee you it had to have been you. And they're like, "We don't know her name," and I'm pretty sure they said she was blonde too. They're like, "Nice lady, she's blonde, she's on the South Shore," and I was like, "There's another one out there."
I don't even know how many women plumbers are in Massachusetts, or do you, how many are in Rhode
They're
Island?
in Rhode Island, I believe there's 6 or 7. I know that, so for me, I'm self-employed and I do commercial industrial plumbing and residential. But like, I'm a union contractor now, and we do schools, hospitals. And I'm not sure how many women are in our local. I know Sarah, she's a woman, so she's a journeyman. And I know there's Ann the plumber, she's in Rhode Island, she's a master like me, and she runs her own company. Then there's like 4 or 5 that I know of.
Yeah.
And it's funny, the girl that cuts my hair, Kate, she said to me, "Do you know Sue?" And I'm like, "No. How could 2 plumbers locally not know each other? She's got a pink van." And I'm like, "I have no idea who she is." And then bang, I met you on a Facebook page somewhere.
I know, how do,
I don't know,
Did we-
Facebook page.
yeah.
It was a Facebook page, which was kind of funny. And then here you are with your pink van, and here I am. And you know, I was diagnosed with cancer last May. And so I haven't really worked with the tools. I'm kind of healing now. I finished chemo, I finished radiation, and I got a really good job that I'm starting in 2 weeks, 240 lead services in Providence. And I'm going to go back to work myself.
Do you miss it?
I miss it, but I've started crafting, so I really like the crafting. No offense to plumbing, I love plumbing. But it's
But
not.
crafting's
It's a craft, just a different material.
It's just so amazing. It is amazing, and I really love it. And I made these cups.
I know, thank you, thank you.
I searched the Massachusetts state website
Did
before
you?
this because we were talking
Uh-huh.
about stats. There are 0 licensed Melanies in the state of Massachusetts.
Oh.
0 for plumbing. There is one Susan.
In Mass.
Nope. There's one Susan Master.
Mhm.
There is a Suzanne Journeyman. But that's it. That's if I search Sue or any version of Sue, that's all I
What
got
about
for
you?
Sue. There are 3 Kims. I believe one is male.
Oh, okay.
Well, that is a nice.
I googled his name and I was like, I'm pretty sure this is. I googled their name. I'm pretty sure
Yeah, it
it's a
could be
guy.
there. It
But
could
there
be
were
they.
two.
Like
There were
Jamie.
2 masters that were Kimberly's. One was me and another person who I also like looked on Facebook. And I'm not sure if she's active, so if she sees this someday, maybe she can tell us. But there's 3 Kims that are masters.
Huh?
But
One
how many
possibly
total?
male.
Did you find it, how many?
No, I was just like I don't know how to find that information,
I
so I was
can't
just like
find
let
it.
me like
Oh, there's
Google
an easy
some
way.
names.
There's an easy way.
I looked, I could not find.
Really?
Couldn't figure out how many.
Oh, that's true. I mean, if you know somebody and you can check their license, but you have to know their
Yeah.
name first.
That's
Yeah.
what I did. I basically went to check a license.
Uh-huh.
I picked master or journeyman
Right.
plumber, and then I just put I'm like, let's do Sue
You could just do the
or
first
Susan.
name.
Yeah, I just did
Yeah.
the first
Oh,
name,
you
and
do
then
that in Rhode
it
Island,
popped
too.
up. You can
And
do John, and there's
electricians,
4
too.
million Johns, but if you do,
Usually when I'm looking up licenses, I have motivation.
You're savage like
Yeah, I can't get the
Like, who the
information.
hell is telling me how to do my job?
that. No, it's true.
oh, you have an apprentice license that was revoked in 1980. You're totally qualified to tell
Let
me
me
how to
see
do
your
my job.
credentials.
Have
So-
you ever had an inspector ask you how many times you took the test?
No.
No, but you know what? I had one in Providence when I was at a Whole Foods. I was on a crew. He's like, he wanted to see just my license. So I give it to him, and he goes, "Oh." I said, "You want to see my driver's license? Make sure everything
Yeah.
lines up." He's like, "No, I just wanted to make sure that, you weren't using your dad or your brother's
Oh my
license."
God.
And
Love
I was
that.
like, "Have you ever worked with electricity?
Oh my God.
Do you understand?"
It's so stupid.
Well, I seen him later at an inspector's meeting, and I was
Right.
like, "I know this guy."
You know what's funny?
Want to hear a story, guys?
Well, it's funny about you say that because I'm the president of the Inspectors Association, and I was new to Rhode Island, and so I really didn't know anybody. And I went to a job, and the inspector came and he said, "I expected you to be an 85-year-old woman." I said, "Why? My license number is 236. I don't know why I have 236, but apparently they gave me a deceased man's license number." So I remember I also did a water service in Providence, and they kept insisting that can't be her license number. It's not her license number. I'm like, it's my license number. It's kind of funny. So, but now that I'm the president of the Inspectors Association, like they call me, which is really kind of cool. And they don't disrespect me, and they're really wonderful.
But you earned that.
I did earn that.
You earned that.
We all earned it. We all earned everything.
I don't know. I'm on my way.
You earned it. Come on.
No, I earned my license and
Yeah.
stuff, but I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I hear awful stories like online,
Right.
Facebook
We
pages.
do, both of us.
But I don't recall ever being hugely offended or hugely insulted. Minus a couple of,
Yeah.
somebody standing behind me making me feel uncomfortable
Right.
or
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if it was because I worked with guys and I had bigger guys working for me
Right.
that had my back if something happened and I knew they were there.
Right.
I don't know. So it could be different for other women in the trades.
I personally think that so my thing is, I felt like I was so girly. And the most horrible thing is to have to walk into a room and want a job. And there's a whole bunch of men sitting at a desk. And like, it was so hard to walk in there by yourself with no backup. You go in there and they ask you questions, you're honest with them, you get a job. So, I mean, that's the hardest thing, I think. Being like
Well, I think it's self-assured. I mean, I still, even when I was younger, and still to this day, I walk into a place and I walk heavy.
Right.
I walk firm,
you look them in the eye.
and I'm just really
No.
obnoxious.
But
I
now
know.
it's different. I think more like way back when we first started, it was
Yeah, I was
tough.
a little more timid.
Yeah. But I mean, let me ask you, when you went into a supply house, when you were younger, did they give you a hard time?
No, because I work for my father.
Right.
So I have the
You
that
had
benefit.
that.
I
I
have that
didn't.
backup.
Yeah, I didn't.
How many times have you walked into a supply house and they assumed you were a homeowner, they're trying to buy your own faucet?
Oh no, never.
Right.
Oh no, I'm in Home Depot and I have their customers because
Ask me.
I'm
Me
dressed
too.
like this.
I know, I do too. I'm like, I'll help you.
Yep.
I met a lady the other day. I'm like, hey, come on.
Yep.
You don't need that.
Yeah, I
I'll
help
you.
people all the time.
I do too.
Home
It's
Depot.
bad, but we do it. So too much. Supply house.
And not even just in the
But-
plumbing department.
I know,
I've
right?
been-
but the other day I had gone in and there was a lady, she wanted, they were looking for a faucet. And I just started to talk to them and things happen for a reason, I believe. And I didn't realize it, but like I had just come from the doctor with my cancer. And I don't know, I was talking to this lady, she was so nice. She's like, my husband has cancer. Young guy, really young. And they needed a faucet. And it was a Simmons faucet. And I'm like, she's like, well, our plumber, this guy wants to like rip the wall open, but my kitchen cabinets are there. I'm like, nah, you don't need that. So I told them, just buy this faucet, take all the parts out of it. I said, I'll come over and I'll do it for you. And they were like, so nice. So I'm scheduled to go over and do it for them because their plumber wanted to rip everything apart. And I don't believe they have to. I mean, granted, it might have to, but
It's worth trying to.
Right,
I think that's
exactly.
why I'm so
Right.
busy is because I don't want to spend their money.
Right, no,
I'm frugal,
I am too.
cheap. If there's a way of doing something
Right,
less expensive,
right,
if it's good.
Right.
If I can do it in 10 to 15 minutes, I'll know if I can do it or
right,
not.
right, exactly.
If not, I'm not going to waste any more
Waste your
time.
time,
You
right.
need a new one, whatever
Exactly, exactly. I agree with you.
it is.
I agree with you.
But everything's junk now.
Oh, it's all plastic.
Everything is junk.
It's so sad. It's so sad.
It's so sad that I let people buy their own stuff.
I don't. I'm afraid to because because
I'm
like
in-
you. No, but if I do, if they get the cheap plastic faucet and I put it in and it breaks, I feel guilty. And
No,
then I want
I-
to put it back in. I
No,
don't
but
want
I
to charge
tell
them
them,
again.
I open the manual
I
and
open
I
the
say,
manual.
here is the parts breakdown.
Uh-huh.
In 6 months, you're going to ask for this cartridge because you're going to need it.
Right,
So now,
right.
if we can fix it at least once, so
Right.
maybe you get your money's worth. I don't
Maybe,
know.
I don't know.
And people during
It's
the
hard.
pandemic, they can't buy a
No, it's true.
$700 kitchen faucet.
No, I get you. I get that. I do.
And
I
and
give
my-
them the option. You
Yeah.
know. I try not to. But I love it when
depends
when they go the water heater. I'm going to go to Home Depot. You pick it up and put it in a
on,
bucket.
absolutely not.
No, I'm sorry.
No.
It doesn't work that way. Well, how much do you charge to put it in? I said, I don't get it. I don't put it in. No. I'm really sorry. I won't do it. I can't.
No.
You know.
I go to a supply house and I'm like, I got like through the pandemic, I get like the last meter. You know, I'm running out there like Tom Brady, like, hey, screw you guys.
I know.
Oh, that's what it's been for the past 3 years, is just going, 3 or 4 different places just
That's
to put
true.
one job together.
I know. It's
And that makes it very difficult to make money on these things.
Yeah. It was like that. We worked at CCRI, and I couldn't get a drinking fountain for the life of me. It took like 20 weeks to get it.
Really?
Yeah, it was tough.
So I'll
It was
be
a
at
bottle filler.
I'll be at the Home Depot or any of the supply house, and like basically like it's just a bunch of people trying to find out. Oh, I was over there. I seen one over there. Oh, I'll go over there. I like talking to homeowners while they're doing their electrical stuff. I'm not trying to pass out my cards or anything anymore because it's impossible to keep up with the work that I have already
Right.
and have the
It's
parts
ridiculous.
and have the parts.
Right.
It's not the time and the parts combined.
But that goes back to the shortage. You can't keep up with.
Right.
You just can't keep up with the workload.
But a lot of stuff is not
Not
available, and it takes a really long time to get it.
I mean, customers, dishwashers, refrigerators.
It's true.
I mean, 6 months, 9 months to get a refrigerator.
I
Mm,
found
it's
a
nuts.
stove of my dreams that takes 9 months to get, and I didn't order it. It would have been here already, but
Stove of your dream.
it's blue with gold trim.
Oh.
It's stunning for my new kitchen, but someday. But it's tough. It's hard to find people. It's hard to keep. It's hard to find.
But the other thing is that I was thinking to myself yesterday. I had a bad day yesterday. I'm very positive. Even if jobs get so screwed up,
Right.
I can get through it.
Right.
There's a glass of wine waiting for me at 6 o'clock. I know.
Chocolate cake.
Chocolate
Chocolate
cake.
cake.
I was
Yeah,
like,
chocolate
yeah,
cake.
you saw that?
Go Sue.
Sue, call us. We'll
I had a
come
bad
over.
day. I'm gonna eat chocolate cake, but I'm missing the chocolate ice cream.
I didn't feel like cooking of it.
If
I
you
need
lived
gas
closer,
chocolate.
I was bringing you chocolate ice cream.
But I was trying to lift a batch fed disposal. So I was already like done.
Right.
And this is at 1:45. I was like, I'm done. I just
Were you
wanna
trying
go
to
home.
push it up and set it?
Well, no, they're coming through
Right.
that the locking ring doesn't spin freely.
Oh no.
So I had to spin the entire disposal. So I'm sitting on my butt on the chair on the floor, both feet because I don't have arm strength.
Right. I don't either.
Using my feet to prop up the
Right.
disposal. Now, and I'm reaching in trying to spin both things. I'm
Right.
like, I'm done. I dropped. I said, I'm done. I
You have
go
to walk
outside.
away.
I went outside. I just.
Yeah.
But there's always a way of doing something. And that's what I don't know what is taught now.
Right. Exactly.
It doesn't always have to be done
Exactly.
the way I was taught.
Right.
There are options. There are backdoor ways. There are,
Right.
there's always a way of doing something.
It's true.
But that's the beauty of working in trade, because when you work with other people, you learn those other
That's
ways.
true.
Right, but there's less of us older
Right,
people to
right.
train the younger kids.
Right.
Teach them those tricks.
There's so many things that
Well,
It's lost.
it's sometimes the more experienced people can teach you tricks that will benefit you,
Right.
and sometimes the more experienced people are going to teach you something that is probably going to hurt you.
yes.
I mean,
Yes.
you're going to acknowledge the whole.
I mean, I've had
Hurt
my father
pie.
take the skill
Safety
saw.
wasn't a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Safety.
Glasses?
I
What are safety glasses?
I never wore. We did asbestos down in tunnels in the school, removing. But we did.
Put it in a put
This is
it away and put it in a bag.
Yeah.
Right.
They used to put it in that fake snow you throw on your lawn. Good for you.
But it was steaming us out in the crawl space. It was saturated. It was
Right.
awful,
I know.
smelly.
I know.
No hard hats, no
No.
safety goggles, no
Nothing.
gloves, nothing.
I never wear gloves now.
I still don't.
I don't wear
I
gloves. I
hate gloves.
can't.
I
I
can't.
can't either.
Oh, my nails
I
are
have
very
nails.
important. I
I
wear
have mine.
nails.
I have nails.
See,
I don't wear
I-
gloves.
I work with electricity. My
No.
hands will.
Oh, get electrocuted.
Well, I mean, electricity isn't going to just
I
stop
know.
in my hands.
No,
I
I
will
know.
be cooked inside.
Yeah.
I don't want to be. I don't want to get cooked.
No, I don't blame you.
I do my toenails.
Do you? Yourself? You should go for a pedicure.
I have never had a pedicure.
I'm gonna take you for
Do you
one.
wear steel toes?
No.
No.
So I do my toes, but I wear safety toes. So like within a day, it's like rubbed off the tips.
Oh, no.
So I won't
You gotta
go get a
get
pedicure. I just
You
do it
gotta
myself.
get the gel. The
The
gel.
gel, that's what I.
On the toes.
Really?
It's
'cause
a
in
little
the summer, I
expensive,
mean-
but it doesn't come off. Not that easily.
I love
Really?
summertime. I go kayaking a lot, and then I'll jump out of the kayak and get out of the kayak and dig the clams with my toes, and the mud in between my toes is just,
Yeah.
it's the whole thing, and I dress up my dog, I talk to him, it's the whole thing. I don't care.
And you look good too.
I'm beautiful. I'm really in my way. I don't care what anybody thinks. I'll be
That's
like,
too
Dino, do
funny.
I look good? He'll be like, mm-hmm.
One day,
And this is what we have dogs.
Yeah.
we had a trip through Tago, and a meeting. We had a training at Tago, and I showed up in open-toed shoes, and they looked at me like, Melanie, you know that you have to wear steel-toed shoes to come in the factory. They made me put these slip-on metal things on the tips of my shoes.
They have those?
They do.
I was
never
at a
did that
job site a
again.
couple weeks ago, and I'm like, "What are those?" And they're like, "For your boots." And like, it looks like a jock strap, like they
Yeah,
you
it
put on
does.
your toes.
We had
I was
those on
like,
my open-toed
What
shoes.
is that? I was like, is that a metal cup for a small man?
Yep, they make those.
Yeah.
It was
I
really
was like,
cool.
I was like, well, who would show up without safety toes to walk to the
Me.
factory? But it was like,
But I had open-toed
Like a
shoes. I didn't
customer.
even have boots on.
I couldn't even fake it.
No, I couldn't fake it. It was bad.
They're invisible.
They're invisible. Oh, that's too funny.
Oh my lord.
I know. Things have changed though, like in the trades. Like I remember 33 years ago, I gave birth to my daughter, and they called me to go back to work. I had to go back to work, and I was breastfeeding, and there was no place to do anything. I had to go to the job, Johnny. It was horrible.
That's
And like 25 years later, I had my second set, and they've got like the room where you can go to privacy. It's just like they've kind of come a long way for women, but I never had my own job, Johnny. All I asked for was toilet paper. Please just make sure that I can have toilet paper. Other than that, I'm good. I'm good.
I just go. I right off the rip. I'm like, wait, do I get a bathroom? Do I get a bathroom? I know it's not OSHA regulated. And if they're like, no, you use the men's, I'm like, fantastic. I'm on my cycle. Want to see how fast they'll give you your own bathroom? When they
Where do
think
I
you're
put
gonna have
this?
to-
Where
Yeah.
do I put this? There's no bathroom. There's no
Fantastic.
garbage. There's no
But
garbage.
it is.
It's
like,
true.
and then we have at EB, it's pretty diverse.
Uh-huh.
In the building trades, like for the boat and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So there was a young girl who I'm friends with, and she had a baby, and she was breastfeeding, and they gave her time to go and pump
Right.
certain amounts of the day, and the guys, and including the supervisors and the management, because it's mainly men,
Right.
felt like she was just being lazy when
That's
she was
terrible.
going pumping. They
That's
were like, and
terrible.
they would talk about it like, oh, what's she doing? She's in there playing on her phone. Like
yeah, I
she's
put on my
she's
phone
pumping.
when I had two things going.
She's pumping.
So awful.
And, well, it you just like I
Is
stuck
this
up.
recent?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is recent.
Oh, yeah.
This is recent. So I professed to everybody because they were like, where is she gonna go pump? She can't pump in here. Oh, because she's screwing off in that room. She has to go walk across the bay, and then there's a room off the bathroom. Or some people are like, why can't she just pump in the bathroom?
That's gross.
And I'm like, well, I just got over C. diff. You
Yeah,
know,
you don't shit what you
you
eat.
want your
Right,
baby
you
to
don't
have some C. diff.
Right. No,
You
it's
know.
true.
But there is that misunderstanding where it's like, oh, it's a good time.
If it was the other way around, it would be a lot different.
It would.
Well, some things that are recently happening, like with this pandemic, a lot of people are having babies.
Well,
A lot of people are having
Everybody's
babies.
No,
And
it's
and so you see the and it's not just young 20-year-olds and having babies. It's like 30 and 40-year-olds who are starting to have families. And
Right.
and they'll be like, oh, you have children. My wife's gonna breastfeed, and I was like, well, that's fantastic. Be prepared. Her nipples are gonna hurt. They're gonna scab over. And they're like, what do you mean they're gonna scab over? they're under the impression like
They're for them.
that. Well, yeah, like I suck on them all the time. I never make a stab. No, these are conversations I'm
I'm
having,
not disagreeing.
and I'm very comfortable with it. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, see, I knew the
I
minute
was like-
I was pregnant, like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
No,
Oh, I had to work.
I know you had.
Where am I going to go
I had
when I
to
got a
work
bunch
too.
of guys?
I had to work too. So who watched him for you?
My husband worked nights, I worked days, and
Oh.
my husband,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You got to have that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I used to drag Chloe with me.
Did you?
oh, this
I
poor
couldn't.
the kid, I mean, he ate more hot dogs at All Town
Aw.
gas station.
I
You know, 'cause they
know,
picked him up
right?
at daycare, I'm like, a hot dog?
McDonald's.
Aw.
My 33-year-old is mad at me because I let her eat McDonald's. I said, but you don't understand. I was a single mom with 3 kids. I had to drive
Right.
an hour to take you to school, to go to work, to come home.
I'm fine with that because I can take all those wires that you
Throw on the
leave, and
floor.
then on a Saturday morning, I strip them all, I put
She
them
could
myself.
sell them.
Oh.
What is Cal for, like $4 a pound?
I don't know, but I don't throw anything away. Literally, I've spent all day Saturdays going through all my scrap and separating it.
You're
Aw.
amazing.
Hey, once a month I'm getting $3,000.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, there's a lot of things with batteries. You can bring batteries back and
Oh,
stuff.
so tell us about your plumbing
Oh
story.
yeah, so we were talking about how being a mom and
Right.
having children. So Chloe was always with me
Right.
because that's when she was little. My life was falling apart, so she was always with me,
Right.
and she always wanted to be with me anyway.
Right. She was
She
mommy's
was like,
girl.
I want my mommy. So when she was potty training,
Uh-huh.
I had to take her with me onto the job sites and stuff. And it was such a pain in the butt because she was like very finicky about what toilets she would go in and which ones she wouldn't. Like I would take it's hard enough. Like I'm like, I found this toilet, kid, just you gotta go. And she's like,
Mm.
the metal ones at Walmart, we don't pee in those. Yeah, you
Yeah,
know
the
the big
stainless steel.
stainless steel ones
Yeah, I
at
didn't know
Walmart.
that Walmart had stainless
Yeah.
steel
Yeah.
ones now.
Even Lowe's, the stainless steel bowls and stuff like.
Those are vandal proof. I
Well,
put a bunch of those in.
However, whatever they are not. They don't make the cut for Chloe.
They don't make it a cup
She's
for a
like-
lot of people.
So I was in this house in Federal Hill, and the only toilet that worked was up on the 3rd floor.
Oh my god.
Waiting for. So I'm like, all right, kid. I got the inspector coming. I'm waiting for this guy. He's not. I'm like, I get up there, and I'm like, get on the toilet. She's like, I can't. It's hot. I said, you are joking me. I said, this toilet is not hot stuff. Making up stuff. I'm like getting mad at her.
ridiculous.
I put my hand on it. I was like,
It's heated.
why
I love
is this heated toilet? Like, is
Yeah, I
this
thought
fancy?
I love
I have
No,
one.
no, it wasn't heated. The plumber plumbed the house. The damn toilet.
And so when it runs, it won't condensate. That's what a lot of times
Yeah.
they do that.
I
Or they
was-
temper the
They
water.
temper the water.
Well, whatever. It was. This
was
was
straight
hot. This was hot.
hot.
And like I was mad because I just wanted her to pee, and I was like, it doesn't matter if it's hot. It's not that hot. It was like, this is my plumbing story.
Yeah.
I had to go to the
I
general
like
contractor.
those heated seats though,
I have
especially
one.
in the winter. Oh my
Oh,
god.
but I miss it because I had it in my old house and I want to put it in the new one, and so I don't have it
Well,
yet.
public has it, so whenever I'm working winter, I have to go to the bathroom.
You gotta go
Because-
sit down.
I gotta drink water, so now I gotta.
Pee.
All right, I'm gonna wait to go
That's too funny. That's too funny.
warm seat. But they have it in the summertime too. Like,
But it's okay.
Should be
I
cold
like
in the
it.
summer.
It's
It should be
right,
cold in the
right.
summer.
I don't know.
Should like have a fan that like blows on you.
Well, you have one that can
Maybe
blow
if you
your
drink
butt.
too much.
You turn the fan on
Do they
in
have
there.
that?
They do. It drives your
Oh my-
ass. What's wrong with you? Go downstairs.
Oh,
You should try it.
actually, I don't think they have one of the Toto.
The Toto, yeah.
Yeah, wash down here in the ladies'
Yeah,
room.
you should try it.
I don't think they have the fan one though.
It must be. Usually the Toto toilet has the wash,
It's the toilet, it's not the add-on.
right, but the toilet itself is like $7,000
Right,
and
it
it's
is.
all built in. And when you walk up to it,
Right.
$7,000 toilet.
yeah, I know.
I
you can- but you-
posted a few
Oh,
videos
you
on
like
that.
some bougie stuff.
Yeah, but listen, you can get it bougie.
It cost me $5,000 for a roof.
but you can get a
That's
bougie.
Yeah, well, I got a ranch house. It's not you.
Yeah, but you can get a bougie. What do you call it?
But-
Seat.
yeah.
A bidet seat and give you the same.
Everything is gauged by how much my roof costs.
Right.
I do it the same way. I have faucets that cost more than my first car.
Really? But you don't get them as gifts like I do?
Oh,
I do. Got some. Oh, I have an extra one if you want. I got a nice one. Pull down Simmons. Nice.
You like the Simmons faucets?
The
think
Simmons faucet, that I got as a gift from Simmons, I could kill somebody with the plate that I took off. It's like 5 pounds of brass.
Yep.
And the faucet itself is solid. The problem is my cheap sink, I bought the house like that, is so flexible that it keeps loosening up. It drives me insane. But now with my new kitchen, I'm going gold, and I don't believe they have the gold.
Gold?
Brush gold.
Yeah.
Brush brass. It's stunning. It's gonna be
it's
beautiful.
nice.
I'm also gonna put in a brush brass farm sink too. I'm all ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanna see.
Okay, when it's done.
I'm just happy that stainless steel and I'm fine.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I just figure if I can do it, I might as well.
Absolutely.
I'm not going anywhere. It's a ranch. My last house, when I'm in a wheelchair, I got the shower. It's gonna be a roll-in.
Yeah.
It's not gonna look like a roll-in, but it's gonna be a roll-in if I need to. So, but it's really refreshing to sit here with the three of you.
I think it's
for me.
cool.
It's really cool because it's not often that we as women get to sit with estrogen in the room and really understand each other. We know what we go through. We understand. It's not a joke. It's serious. We all love what we do.
We need to get apprentices.
We do need to get apprentices.
But we also need teachers.
We need teachers, yes, but we
Because-
need to get the apprentices because we need to get like a real-time apprentice talking about what it is today to be an apprentice.
Right.
Because we're wondering where they are. They're there.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the world.
I do have a dream though, Sue, to be honest with you. I feel like since it's when I was talking about before walking into the room and wanting to do what we do but being terrified because it's a room full of men, if we as women can start maybe a nonprofit to kind of like get the young women to feel comfortable to come into a room sitting before the four of us, let's say, and telling us why they may want to be in a trade or whatever. And I feel like it would be easier for them that way.
There might be that already too.
I
find
don't
out.
know it. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Because there would be more of us and we would hear about it.
Right.
And we don't hear about it.
But
So
the only other thing I would add to that is that if that apprentice can do a ride along
right.
with one of us for 2 or 3 days,
Right.
just to watch what we do.
And-
It's not always
Right.
heavy
Right. It's not always
picking up a
It's not always
10-foot length.
gross. It's
No.
not. Yeah.
It's not
Right.
gross.
Right.
Yeah, it is
It
gross.
can be.
It can be gross.
I know.
And you have to
But,
expect it.
I mean, I'll go months. Like the jobs that my guys do, like we'll go months before they get something yucky.
Right.
And people are always like, "Oh, plumbers, all you do is touch poop." Like,
Turn
I'm like,
words
we don't
out.
touch poop. Like hardly
Never.
ever.
Right.
Hardly ever.
No, that's
Right.
what they all
There's
do.
so much piping and it's stuff that has nothing to do with that.
Except
so you
when
don't
you
have
cut
to
a
do
pipe and they flush.
Yeah,
Damn
it
it.
happens.
I know. Run!
That's when you learn that you cut the water and you go around.
Right,
You
flush
get rid of it the last flush.
Exactly.
All
And
right.
then
It happens once.
Right.
And then you're,
That's it. It's a learning experience.
But it was fun.
Right.
How fast can you
You
run
get
away from
baptized in the trade. Then you're good.
So anyways,
We're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, so I just want to say it's nice to meet you. It's great to see everyone, and maybe we'll
definitely
see
do
each
this
other
again.
And thank you to our
Don't look at him.
video people.
Don't acknowledge
and We're not acknowledging them.
And thank you for Republic for letting us use
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you, Republic, for letting
Conference
us
room.
use your conference room. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.